We have a lot of Boston Bruins news ahead of tonight's Game 3 against the Florida Panthers in Boston. We may have a very big lineup change regarding a player who's been in the lineup for a little while now, an injury update that may have a star return back to this lineup, as well as will Charlie McAvoy rebound after a horrible playoffs this far. We're going to have a talk about all of this here in this video. Before we get into it, though, we know that 81% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. You're looking for a spot to get all your Boston Bruins news throughout this playoffs, especially in this playoff series, as this series is getting intense. You're not going to want to miss any of the news. Make sure to hit the sub button, and I'll keep you guys updated for everything that we have to offer. But just quickly, before we get into it, I am very sick, so if I sound different, I do apologize. But let's get straight into this video. And Andrew Peeke has become available tonight per Jim Montgomery, and this is an absolutely massive one that we have been waiting for. We've been waiting for Andrew Peeke to return since Game 2 of Round 1, and he's definitely been a massive gap that we've seen in this defense. It's been very visible when he's not there. It's a very big hole that he is filled when he got acquired by this team, and he's a very, very big hole that when he left due to injury was very noticeable. And this comes from Connor Ryan, from Jim Montgomery, saying Andrew Peeke is available tonight. Now, whether or not he actually makes the lineup is another question. You know, we had Derek Forbort, who played very, very good in his first game. Last game did not have his best game, but ultimately, we have a spot for him. And right there, as you can see, Andrew Peeke is on the right defense instead of Parker Wotherspoon. Now, should this stay the same? Should Peeke go for replace Forbort and have Wotherspoon there? I think that Derek Forbort should come out of the lineup. I don't think we should get ahead of ourselves that, you know, it's still only 2 games for Derek Forbort, but you need that certainty. You need that certainty in a playoff series, especially against the Florida Panthers, where this team is big. We know what happened in the end of the last game, the physicality, and you need your big dogs right now. Derek Forbort still not playing his best hockey, so I think that right now it should be Peeke and Wotherspoon on that third line, or some changes throughout the lineup. But realistically, I think we should go back to what we know, what we loved in Andrew Peeke, Brandon Carlo, Charlie McAvoy, Mason Lohreit, Hampus Lindholm, and Parker Wotherspoon. Those are the defensive pairings that worked, and I think that even though Derek Forbort had that one good game, we can't get ahead of ourselves, like I said, and we just need to rock with what we had in round 1 and what worked best for those first 2 games. But what do you guys think is going to happen? Do you guys think that, you know, Andrew Peeke is going to stay out of the lineup, which I don't think that will happen, or do you think he'll replace Derek Forbort, or maybe Parker Wotherspoon? Let me know what you think about this one, because this is some pretty integral part of this team is on this, like, the depth defense. So let me know what you think. But let's move on to our second topic here. Now, another defenseman is Charlie McAvoy. He needs to rebound this game, and this was acknowledged by Jim Montgomery at the end of last game at the press conference, which, as soon as he got off the bench, stepped right into the press room. Discussed that Charlie McAvoy, although it could be fatigue and everything, he did not play his best game, and that is going to have to come back to what we know. And this is what an Athletic article from Flutosh Zawa says here. It says Charlie McAvoy needs to rebound. If the Bruins defense is going to right the ship against the Panthers in Game 3, it's going to have to start with their best blue liner in Charlie McAvoy. This postseason has been a struggle at times for McAvoy, especially when it comes to executing on the breakout and limiting turnovers. McAvoy has been knocked for 16 giveaways through 9 playoff games so far, the most among any NHLer so far this postseason. And that last part, the turnovers and the executing the breakout are really the 2 big things that we need to see Charlie McAvoy improve on. And if we do this game, I'm gonna like our chances. You know, realistically, it's really a lot of nitpicking stuff right now in this playoff run to what will lead to the success. Charlie McAvoy being a bit more the bigger one and not really nitpicking, but a lot of his game needs to be improved on. But if we can go back to the Charlie McAvoy that we've seen this season, it would be a very, very good sight to see, especially right now against the Florida Panthers. We've already seen it with David Pastrnak in Game 7 against the Leafs. Now we just need Charlie McAvoy. We've been playing this series and this playoffs without a lot of our star players playing to their absolute, like, top potential. So if we do see McAvoy return, we are going to be in very good shape, and this game is going to tell a lot for what we see. And as you can see from his last 5 games, the last 5 games of these playoffs, he has 10 penalty minutes and a -5 with 6 shots, while having 25 minutes time on ice per game, and nearly 26. So he's spending a lot of time out there, having a lot of turnovers, so you have to take that into consideration. But the -5 is also something that you don't want to see. You would like to see a few points in there as well, and having a plus, mainly assist. I don't care if Charlie McAvoy scores, but this breakout needs to be started by him. and needs to really take a major step up. So this game, like I said, is going to tell a lot for what we see here in the rest of this series. It's going to tell if Charlie McAvoy got the message from Jim Montgomery, got the message from the fans, because it's all of us that are really mentioning Charlie McAvoy's name and needing to improve in this playoff series if they at least want a chance against the Florida Panthers, and then move on to what is seeming to be the New York Rangers. So once again, Charlie McAvoy going to have to take a big step up here. I think this will be the game to tell if he's gotten that message. But it's only a matter of time until we see once this game starts, and that's when we can really make our assessments and judge the whole situation. But let's move on to our final topic of the day, as Pat Maroon leaving the lineup. Now, I have a quote from Pat Maroon first, after what we had seen from today, after what we had seen from the David Pastrnak fight. And this is what he had to say, courtesy of Connor Ryan. Pat Maroon on Bruins' response after Tkachuk's fight with Pastrnak. It's two skilled guys fighting. Tkachuk's not going to fight me. If I go out there, take a dumb penalty, and they get a power play, my job's not accomplished. Just can't look at it like that. Just got to take numbers. So Pat Maroon with a very professional veteran quote there, acknowledging his role is to go out there, draw penalties. He's not going to be the guy going to score goals. He's not going to be the guy to go take stupid penalties. But Pat Maroon is really showing his on the ice, on the bench, in the locker room leadership here in this quote. Another athletic, from the same athletic article, revealed that they should make some personnel changes if they need to certainly make a win, or if they want to go out and get a big win. This is also from that same article from Pluto Shinzawa, when he says, Montgomery's call in net is most consequential decision that awaits before Game 3, but the Bruins should also make a few more tweaks for the rest of their lineup before Puck Drop Friday. Slotting Jakub Lauko in somewhere at the bottom 6 grouping could be an appealing option for Boston, giving them a team, a speedier asset who is adept to landing hits, drawing penalties, and pestering opponents whenever he's out there for a long shift. And could this lead to Patrick Maroon being the guy taken out of this lineup? I'm going to say it here first. I don't think so. I'm seeing a lot of people saying that Pat Maroon's getting a lot of ice time when he shouldn't be and whatnot. He's very slow. He's not skilled with the puck, but he's not supposed to be that guy for the Boston Bruins. He's supposed to be exactly what he's doing. And he's been doing it well so far. So I think Pat Maroon's lineup spot in the lineup is pretty safe. I'd probably lean towards more towards a guy like JVR maybe, or I don't really know. But for Pat Maroon in his instance, I think that I would love to see him stay in this lineup. He's filling his role perfectly, like I said. And for pitting him for Jakub Lauko, yes, you're gaining more speed, more offensive talent. However, Pat Maroon is still a very important piece on the ice, although it may not seem like it to most people. His job is not supposed to be a flashy one. It's not supposed to be one that you notice. It's one that might lead to a penalty down the line in a game, and that's what we've seen so far, especially in Game 1. So if this does return to what we've seen in Game 1, I don't care if it's a blowout. I just want the Boston Bruins win, but if we can start seeing some penalties from the Florida Panthers, some frustration from that team, this is going to be a very, very good tell for Game 4 and the rest of the series. So let me know what you think. Should Lauko be in this lineup opposed to Pat Maroon or anybody else in the bottom 6? What do you think about Charlie McAvoy, as well as what do you think about Andrew Peeke returning to the lineup? Let me know in the comments below. We're going to have a very, very big game here tonight. Hopefully we get a big rebound game from that game too. But that's all I got here. If you did enjoy, make sure you give the video a like, hit the sub button as well. And, that's all I got. I'm signing out. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.